Oh, let's freaking go, folks. Hey, we're cranking into it. Let's just get it, man. It's going to be week 3 of the 2023-2024 NFL season. Hey, I hope you're excited. We're pretty excited to make these picks here for the week. Let's do a quick recap of last week, obviously before we get too into it. Not my best week, okay? Ended up going 9-7. Couple games that kind of irk me a little bit, but we'll get into those. Um, does bring our overall to 19 and 13, as you see, 19 and 13. So not bad here on the year to start. It's kind of tough these first couple weeks. You don't really know what to expect out of some of these teams, and they come out and surprise you. A couple ones that kind of irk me just a little bit. Um, Packers really choked it. LaFleur choked it in terms of play call. I mean, it just was a bad game plan there in the fourth quarter. Um, didn't even let Jordan Love, have a chance to cook, unfortunately, and just let the Falcons come back. So just a choke there. Lions, look, there was a holding call in the last play of the game. To be fair, you can't say that. Who knows? Seattle may have still scored, but I don't know how the Lions can't lose that game. They just can't after beating KC. So just a poor defensive performance. Um, the Bears stink, and I knew they did. I picked the Bears here just because I thought, it's a game they have to win against the Bucks, and they just didn't. The Chargers choked it against the Titans, as they do always. They lose every close game ever. Brandon Staley's got to go. And the Broncos, an ultimate choke by the Broncos. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Really bad. So, yeah, that's where we're ending up. So let's get into this week's. Starting with Thursday night, which is tonight. So I'm cranking this one in real quick for you. Don't you worry. Going to be Giants 49ers. I think there is a no nonsense pick here, which is going to be the 49ers. It's basically impossible to not pick them here. I mean, they're a 10-point favorite in this game. Literally impossible not to pick them here. Now, if we were betting the spread, then we might be talking. We're just talking about game picks here, okay? Not necessarily the spread. If you want me to do the spread, let me know. Yeah, got to go Niners here. They're going to be dominant. The Giants' offensive line just can't handle this defensive line. The defensive front, really, in general, the 49ers, it's going to be tough to combat with. So, Danny Dimes is going to have no time all night, in my opinion. Now, got to be said, a lot of the time, most of the time, these teams that are very, very heavy favorites, they play down to competition, and the other team ends up putting up a better game than expected. I don't think that's going to be necessarily the case to where the Giants win, but that's where I get the betters. That 10-point spread I'd be kind of concerned with. Colts Ravens. Look, Ravens are looking good. I think they're going to be off to a 3-0 start. Now, they did barely beat the Texans, who were pretty bad. The Colts potentially without Anthony Richardson. There's a chance. Concussed pretty badly there. Week 2, they might be without him. So, for that reason, oh, wow. That thunder was quite wild. There's a chance this power gets lost. Holy cow. So the Ravens, they look pretty good. The Colts, they look actually pretty good too. I can't lie to you. They look pretty decent, but Richardson needs to be in this game for them to have a chance. And I don't know if he will. So I'm giving it to the Ravens just to be safe. Titans Browns. It's a game I really loved prior to the Nick Chubb injury. Loved it a lot just because the combatants of these two running games. Now, the kind of place where it's at right now, I don't know what I'm thinking here. It's a tough one. I think I am going with Cleveland just because I don't like how the Titans have looked. They've looked pretty darn bad. Yeah, I mean they look pretty darn bad. There is no denying it. Um, but the Browns also have looked kind of bad. I mean, the pass game has looked pretty terrible. Deshaun's not looked great. He's been getting better. But without Nick Chubb, I mean, Jerome Ford, we'll see what he's able to do. Titans have a decent defense for sure. Not bad at all. But the Browns also have a really good defense. And the Titans' offense has been terrible. So we'll see. But I have to go the Browns here. Just have to. Falcons, the 2-0 Falcons, by the way, against the Lions. That's right, baby. I'm going to stick with the Lions here. And this is a game that let's be real. I bet the Lions probably lose it. It's a game that I think they should win. I'm not sold on the Falcons just yet. I think they're a lot better year over year. Are they 3-0 worthy? I don't think they are. And that's kind of wild to say, but I just don't think they are worthy of 3-0. Um, and the Lions, look, I think they're pretty good. It's just tough out here. It's hard to say. Let's move on. Saints Packers. You know me, love the Packers. First game in Lambeau, I'm taking them. I'm taking the Packers here. Uh, why? Look, not only am I a fan of the Packers, I think they should have. Dude, I can't figure this out. I said they should have won last week. Definitely should have won. Now, if they were 2-0 going into this, I might have said something. But the Saints are 2-0, and they really haven't looked good in either game. Jamal Williams hurt, still with no Kamara. It's going to be rough. They're not going to have a run game at all, right? It's going to be big time struggling. And to be frankly honest, Derek Carr hasn't looked great under center. He really hasn't. I think the Packers will be able to combat that pretty decently. I actually think the Saints are a little better of a team than the Falcons, and the Packers barely lost to the Falcons. But hey, who's to say? That's tough about the start of the year. Too many home winners here. I know. So one of these, I presume it's probably the Lions, the one that loses. Maybe the Packers too. But hey, too many home dogs. I'm picking here. Texans Jags. I have to. It's the game the Jags probably. You know. Wow, this is rough. This is. You can't pick this many home teams now that I'm thinking about it, but that's all right. I'm picking the Jags here. Looked pretty good. To be frankly honest, they should have won. They should have won last week against KC. They really should have. KC kept them in the game all they could. The Jags just couldn't capitalize. I don't know. It was just a rough performance for them. Couldn't score a touchdown either. I mean, no one could get 2 feet in. Kind of frustrating. Now Broncos Dolphins. Pretty obvious here. Dolphins defense, I should say, actually has looked pretty good. But I was talking about the Broncos defense, which has been pretty poor. Supposed to be pretty decent. They've looked pretty poor. The offense has been choking, not looked great. Started games off strong 2 weeks in a row now, and then they've never finished the game. Never finished the game. I got to go the Dolphins here. Like, not even a doubt in my mind. Now, here we go. We're going on an away team. Chargers, Vikings. It's the choke bowl, baby. These guys love choking games away. Every single game that you'll see from these teams always goes down. It's always a one-score game, and it always comes down to the very last drive. It always does. I think the Chargers have to get a win here. You cannot start 0-3 if you're the Chargers. In the AFC, you're completely done if you're starting 0-3. You can't do it. So that means they have to win this one. And I think they will. I really do. The Vikings, I think they're pretty good. I think they are pretty good. But it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'll tell you that. This is probably one of my most exciting to watch games here. Most excited to watch, I should say, this week. Patriots Jets. Look, let's be real. Bill Belichick has owned Zach Wilson for a couple of years now, and he will continue to do that way. I mean, it's just how it is. Zach Wilson cannot outsmart Bill Belichick's defense, regardless of his, what he's been taught from Aaron Rodgers in the, few months that he was there. It's just not going to happen. Belichick won't lose this game. It's hard to say. The Patriots they just own the Jets. It's just what they do. It's like the Packers owning the Bears. The Patriots own the Jets. It's a tradition. It's a tradition. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. We'll scroll down here just a little bit. It's got to go Patriots here. Bills Commanders. Kind of wild. The Commanders are 2-0 after 2 very just bad wins. I got to go Bills here. Looked pretty darn good, back to form last week. Started out the game terribly, but then ended up performing very, very well as the game went on. Commanders, again, the defense is kind of strong here, but it's I mean, you see how much they gave up to Arizona. They shouldn't have given up anything to Arizona. Good grief. Not too excited about the Commanders here. Look at this, man. Okay, I feel a little better now. Choosing more away teams now. Then we get into the 3 o'clock window, the afternoon window. It's already disappointing. Now that they've got these doubleheader Mondays, the afternoon window kind of sucks. 3 games only? That's kind of disappointing. Anyways, we got Panthers, Seahawks. And the Panthers, let me tell you, they're going to be struggling here. It's going to be a rough week for them. I think they've said that Andy Dalton is starting, so they've already confirmed that. I got to go Seattle here, especially in Seattle. Now, last time I said that the Rams beat them, but the Rams are actually pretty good. But hey, I digress. Cowboys, Cardinals after them. Look, it's a no-doubter. I don't even need to think about it. No need to even say much about the game. The Cowboys' defense should smother the Cardinals. We'll see, though. Bears, Chiefs. Again, the Bears. This literally is a game that the Bears can't lose, but they will. The Chiefs will win. Unfortunately, Justin Fields has looked like absolute garbage this year yet again. He just can't throw the ball. Not great behind. He's not great under center. He just isn't. I think he's a player that's better when he's playing without thinking. If he just plays loose and just lays it all on the line out there, I think he's going to play better. But when he's overthinking things, stuck in the pocket for a little while, he's just not going to make the plays. He's not the guy to do it. Unfortunately, he's not not a skilled quarterback in that facet. So. So let's go to the Chiefs. Hard to pick against the Chiefs, especially it's in Arrowhead. The Bears aren't winning in Arrowhead. Sorry to say it. Then what a shocker. The Steelers always get primetime games, and they stink. They absolutely stink. But the Sunday night football game, Steelers Raiders. Steelers defense is elite, baby. It's elite. Now, the Steelers' offense is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's horrific. The worst offense that's ever existed. I'd rather have the Cardinals' offense right now than the Steelers' offense, and that's just a darn fact. But I'm going to go with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin just wins these games. He just does it. I don't know. It's what he does. The Raiders have looked okay. Not too great, not too bad, but that's what I got to say. Eagles, Bucks, kind of wild. When I drew this, predicting this, I would not have predicted the Bucks to be 2-0. I don't think they're going to be 3-0. If they are, I'd be the most impressed ever. The Eagles haven't looked fantastic, but hey, they're going to beat the Bucks, I think. Baker, I'm pretty proud of him. He's been doing great things, but I got to go Eagles here. And finally, Rams, Bengals. Someone might say this is wild. The Bengals are going to start 0-3. You heard it here first. You want to know why? Joe Burrow will not be playing Monday. I'll just tell you this right now. He's not going to play Monday. My presumption is he's not going to play the week after that either. There is a decent chance these Bengals start the season 0-4. Does that mean they're out of the playoffs? No, sir. I know earlier I just said that the AFC, if you start 0-3, you're not going to make the playoffs. It's a little bit of a different story when you get someone like Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Now, this is a guy that heats up as the season goes along, and the team just gets better and better and better. The Chargers don't do that. They suck at the end of the year. They choke in the playoffs. So that's why I said that for the Chargers. It's a little bit of a different story, folks. Okay, we got the Rams still in 2-1 because they're playing a backup quarterback. That's what I got for you, baby.